Podcast Show.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rich Myers, and welcome to the Rich Myers Podcast Show. I'm here today with Tim Carter. Welcome back.
Thanks, Rich. Good to see you.
I listened to your track, Whoa Whoa.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what influenced it?
Huh?
What influenced the song?
Well, I wrote the song, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and so, and then I've got this band that I started with some guys called Damn the Banjos, and we recorded it on that when we just released it not long ago. And, it's just about people that you meet along your journey, Each verse is about somebody. There's even a verse about my granddaddy in there, who was a preacher, and he got struck by lightning twice. I don't know how a preacher man gets struck twice by lightning, but, it made for a good verse anyway.
Well, let's take a listen to it.
Down in New Orleans, making his living, playing on the street. He's picking and singing all night long, hooting and hollering from dusk till dawn, playing for tips and hanging around on every corner, just being a clown. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a gal I know, she long and lean, runs her mouth like a sewing machine. She's mean as a snake, she don't take no crap, got a big tattoo that covers her neck, tobacco juice running down her chin. She got one good tooth, that's why she don't grin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Grandpa, he was a preacher man, spoke the word of God from his right hand. Then the lightning came and it struck him down. He got right back up and it hit him again. If you're gonna do battle, Mr. Preacher Man, you better get right with God and make your stand. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just to look at stars, I see Jupiter and I even see Mars. Ain't nothing like a man in the moon. He got a great big smile and he's singing a tune. hanging out with me all night long. Got my top hat on and I'm singing along. Whoa, 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 whoa,
That was an awesome song.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.
Do you have any other songs, events, and what's next?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working real hard with this Damn the Banjos band that I've got, and we're all songwriters. So we're, recording each other's songs. So we've got just about enough for, like a full record. There's probably about 8 songs in the can. So, and they're all written by, one of them was a couple of them were co-writes, like me and the guitar player and me and the bass player. So it's all about, I always tell people when we're playing a gig that who's singing the song is the person that wrote the song.
Y'all getting ready for CMA Fest down there.
Yeah.
Anything? Or?
I'm not really. I've never really been a part of that, because it's pretty much country music, and I don't really. I'm really not involved in the country music world, even though I live in Nashville and I work with a lot of country artists, but I don't live in that world, I just don't, I mean, most of the, I just had Vince Gill in here and a few weeks back, and Tim O'Brien, John Jorgensen. I get guys like that are kind of have our country roots, but they're not really country guys,
Since you're doing the studio stuff, what do you think about AI being in the music business?
Well, you know what? I was always against AI until the Randy Travis thing happened, and I thought that's just perfect, because here's a guy, a great country singer. I mean, Randy Travis, he's a real deal country singer, right? I mean, he is, and he can barely say yes and no, but they were able to use AI and capture his voice singing a new country song, and I'm like, man, I'm all about that. The poor guy, he can't sing, but they were able to manipulate, this algorithm, and it was a great song. The production was the same production he always used, the same musicians that he's always used, the same studio, everything, and it sounded like Randy Travis, and and it was Randy Travis.
Where could people go and see your music videos and events?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now I'm, kind of focused on Damn the Banjos, and we played up in Virginia. We played at a place called the Tin Pan outside of Richmond. We're in Richmond, and it's a really nice place. Our guitar player is from Richmond, and his name's Mike McAdam, and he was in a band called the Good Humor Band, and so we went up there and played. We played some festivals. We play here in Nashville at 2 or 3 places, and so we're just kind of building the Damn the Banjo thing. We're building it, and trying to get some management, and finish the record. So that's what's happening now.
Yeah, I'm about 2 hours from Richmond.
You're what?
About 2 hours from Richmond.
Are you? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in between Charlottesville and Roanoke.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I hadn't been in Charlottesville in a long time, much less Roanoke, you know. But used to play in Charlottesville all the time. But that's a great area, you know. Shoot, I love it through there.
Yeah, like Chris Stapleton's getting ready to play up here in Charlottesville.
There you go. See, he's the real deal. You know, I got who is it lives close to me? Sturgill Simpson. You know, he lives close to me, and he does his records just down the bottom of the hill from where I live, and he's the real deal. I mean, I love Chris. I love him, man. He's great. You know, that's the kind of stuff I like. You know, it's edgy, and you know, I've met him a few times. He's a good guy. You know, he grew up playing bluegrass. Sturgill did. You know, he was a bluegrass guy. Yeah. So, but I like that. I like that stuff.
If it wasn't for music, what would you be doing right now?
Man, I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I started playing music when I was 9. And then I got into roller skating. And then I became like this state champion roller skating. I don't know why, but and then one day I was done with that. And I put my skates down and I said, well, I'm done with that. I'm going to get back into music. And I was probably 15 at the time, you know, and from there on out, it was just music, music, music. You know, my dad was a disc jockey. And so kind of grew up in a radio station. You know, he had his own show for over 25 years. And so I kind of lived in that radio station he worked in. So it was a lot of music. So him and my mom were always, you know, real supportive of, you know, letting me be a musician if that's what I wanted to be. So that's all I've done. Now I'm still eat up with it, you know. That's what I do, you know. And luckily, I learned along the way making records. I learned how to make records, and I learned how to produce records. You know, and I didn't mean to learn all of that. It's just something that I picked up along the way, all the years of recording records and being involved in it. I realized one day I can do this. So I love it, man, because it's all music, you know, and I know how it's supposed to work, and I know what instruments sound like, you know. And I played with my brother for 35 years, and he was an electric blues guitar player. We always had drums and electric bass, so it was, you know, I could do all kinds of music in here.
Thanks for being on the show today. I really enjoyed having you.
My pleasure. I appreciate you asking me.